Live from the Heartland Mamas Studios, this is the Heartland Mamas Podcast. I am your host, Heidi Henry. The Heartland Mamas Podcast is carried on all podcast platforms, YouTube, TikTok, while it exists, Facebook, and proudly part of the Demcast USA network. As of today, we have 232 days left to save the USA from Donald Trump and Jed Davis, who I'm running against. But let's talk about this, shall we? Because I think we need to go right there. Our primary is a couple days from now. No, tomorrow. And if you haven't done all you can to get your candidate elected after tomorrow, it's too late to help them. So we have to all get on board with burying Trump at the ballot box. We have to bury him at the ballot box. We have to make it such a big tsunami, blue tsunami, that no Republican wins any office. Seriously, the Republican Party, Donald Trump is their standard bearer, meaning he represents their beliefs and their value system. And yesterday in Ohio, he said if he loses the 2024 election, that there'll be a bloodbath. Blood will be running in the streets. You don't say that as a patriotic American. You don't even think that. Look, I was a huge Al Gore fan, and when he lost, I left my sign in the front yard until April the following year. That's how mad I was. But you don't threaten a bloodbath. You don't threaten to take away the electoral system, the election system we have, and that we value as a country, because you lose. And you're going to lose, Donald Trump. We are going to bury you at the ballot box. We are going to bury you so that you never come back. You are a pariah. You are a pariah. And I see your red-hatted followers behind you nodding their head in agreement like bobbleheads. You know, those people are going to go home to their mom's and dad's basement because I can't possibly have anything else to do but play video games all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I realize that there's a lot of people that are into gaming, but I just don't see how these people see a future for themselves. They certainly don't see a future for their country if they don't get their way. Threatening a bloodbath. Shame on you, Donald Trump, and shame on you, all of his followers. How dare you be so un-American that you would say something like that, even think something like that. I'm sorry, not everyone's going to get a trophy November 5th. There's going to be one winner at the top of the ticket, and that's going to be Joe Biden. And you all are going to have to just step aside and deal with your feelings. And they're going to be big feelings. Big feelings. You know what? Deal with it. Deal with it. He continued on to point out that 36% of automobile manufacturing has gone to Mexico over the last several decades. That's your pal Ronald Reagan that did that. That's your buddy Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton with NAFTA. I don't know that I'll ever forgive him for that. I couldn't even vote for him. And I'm a hardcore Democrat. I mean, I did the second time because my stock market was good. But that was a really hold your nose and vote for me. Because he's a horrible person. And NAFTA was a horrible deal. All of a sudden, Clinton went full neoliberal and followed Ronald Reagan tracks all the way to Mexico. So, you know, that's not a Biden thing. That is a Reagan-Clinton thing. Donald Trump. But since I'm not sure you even know who those people are, you have to go read a book. I'm going to sentence you to go read a book. Because I don't think you ever have. I'm sure as hell you've never read the Bible, because if you did, you would know that there are 22 passages that welcome strangers and foreigners in your land to make them comfortable and make them feel welcome, and 0 passages about hurting them, harming them, shooting them in the Rio Grande, killing them with razor wire. 0 passages. 0. That's not biblical. And unless the evangelicals plan to write a new Bible, I mean, it's only been translated over 3,000 times. So let's do a new one where migrants are bad, money changers are good. Let's do that. because the Bible that I taught from for almost 2 decades as a Sunday school teacher didn't contain any of that stuff. But I'm sure that's what you want, right? With your raunchy messages, putting your little kids in T-shirts that have swear words on them. That my kids are in their late 20s and early 30s, and I don't let them say those words in my house. I would never allow them, even as adults, I would have a problem with them wearing that on their body. Think about what you're doing. Yesterday we talked about the simpering things we put on our bodies. Is somebody put it, religious gaslighting to make us feel grateful and blessed about gas prices and inflation. Well, you know what? At least we're not wearing cuss words on our body, which seems to be the biblical thing to do lately. So, ladies and gentlemen, 232 days from now, we have to bury Trump at the ballot box. Bury him. He is a pariah. He is malignant. He's been a tumor, a cancerous growth that we need to excise from the body of the United States so we can finally heal as a nation. We've been through a lot. He has put us through a lot. It's over, Donald Trump. We are going to bury you at the ballot box. You are not going to threaten us with bloodshed. We are not going to cower. We are not cowering at all because you have stepped on the toe of the giant that is the United States of America, the giant that is us. And when we work together collectively towards a collective goal of burying you at the ballot box, nothing and no one can stop us. So from the edge of the Great Red Divide, this has been the Heartland Mamas Podcast. I'm your host, Heidi Henry. See you tomorrow. And get out there and do something.